This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Pursue Fitness, and I'm joined by trainer and father Sean O'Hagan to Josh Warrington. Sean, how you doing?
I'm absolutely marvellous.
That's good to hear. Obviously, we've come up to Leeds today to join yourself and Josh ahead of his third world title defence announcement against Sofian Takoucht. I hope I've said his name right. Do you know if I've said his name right there, Sean?
You don't like asking me, don't you? You know.
You have a pronunciation yourself?
Takoucht, yeah. That's what I'm terrible with it. I can't even speak English, so I'm not going to speak French, am I?
Talk to me about that fight and the decision behind facing Sofian ahead of, I know you guys were keen on another unification bout, but your first unification bout, talking about how it ended up being Sofian.
Do you want that in English or French? Tell me how you
Go French.
Nah, fucking hell. Right. No, to be honest with you, what was the question again?
The decision behind deciding to face Sofian.
There wasn't really a decision to make. It was highest ranked fighter available. 3 champions kind of made it known that they didn't want to fight, so we had to go for the next available highest ranked opponent, which were Mr. Takoucht. And don't forget he's ranked at number 4 IBF. Number 2 and 3 is vacant, so he is the very highest ranked opponent that we can find.
So what do you know about Takoucht and what will he bring into the fight that maybe you guys haven't had to face previously?
I think he's a southpaw that likes to fight, he likes to come forward. He's not a conventional southpaw. Seen little flashes of him boxing, but come forward southpaw likes to fight, and he'll be there every minute, you know. So we'll have to, it's down to us really, if we make it an easy night. It can be an early night or it could be a long drawn out night. But it's one of those where he's capable, he's durable, and we'll have to prepare for him like we did for Selby Frampton, you know.
Now I remember prior to Josh Warrington, your son facing Kid Galahad, you both said and you both admitted that it wasn't obviously the fight that you wanted a unification back then, but you had to defend against your mandatory and it didn't have the same feel to it for yourselves because it wasn't the names that you wanted. And then after you both, through your own admission, it wasn't the best performance from Josh. Is there that worry now going in with Sofian that he may not be able to get up for it and motivate himself as much as what he would against one of the other leading names in the division?
Absolutely not. That'll never happen again. It's a learning curve boxing, isn't it? And I think if you do things not quite right, then you've got to come away, you've got to be honest, you've got to analyse it, and you've got to do things differently. And that's what we're doing. We will always be prepared for another Barry Galahad coming to try and ruin and spoil and steal. And as people say, cheats never win. Cheats never win.
Just whilst we're on Kid Galahad, just talk about that fight. You've had a lot more time to reflect on it. What were your thoughts on it now?
What are my thoughts on that fight?
Yeah, now you've had a bit more time to reflect.
I won't want to pay 85 quid to sit and watch that. You know what I mean? What he's done is come to steal, see what he can get away with. Unfortunately, a very weak referee, so he was allowed to get away with it. I think any other A-star refs, 2 of them have actually passed comment and said that they disqualified him by 5th round. And I think that's fair, to be honest. At least points off. So yeah, it's that way now, that one. There's not so much you can say. I mean, it was an awful spectacle. It didn't make for good TV, it didn't make for good spectators, you know, it was awful.
And now on this fight, just talked about how the fights against Leo Santos Cruz, Oscar Valdez and Gary Russell Jr. how they just didn't materialise.
Yeah, it wasn't that they just didn't materialise. I think it was, you've got 3 people there all holding belts and none of them want to risk the belts. I mean, those belts are a bargaining tool, aren't they? While they've got that belt in their hand, they kind of command a little bit more money than no belt. But Frank and his team did tried very, very hard. I know that personally. And for whatever reason, you know, Santa Cruz simply didn't want it. Valdez were moving up in weight. And Gary Russell said he won't fight in UK. So we could go over there, but the money that we were offered to go over there, it just didn't add up. I think it was kind of Gary Russell got his way out of it by making that offer, derogatory offer, so it's one of them, isn't it? But the unification fights will come.
That's what I was about to ask you. Having seen the dynamics of how it didn't work out this time round, is there maybe a worry that you guys might still be chasing a world title fight for another unification fight, I should say?
No, these fights will happen. At some stage they've got to, if they want to progress as fighters and they want to earn. You can't just sit there inactive with a belt. They've got to fight at some point. And time's running out for them now where, you know, they've got to come forward and fight, simple as that.
Now, one of Josh Warrington's former opponents, Carl Frampton, was due to fight this weekend against Emmanuel Dominguez, and the freak accident happened just yesterday. An ornament in a hotel fell on his hand, forcing, well, meaning that he can't fight. Have you saw that, Sean?
Oh, I feel so sorry for Carl, I really do. I mean, if anybody puts it in, Carl does. I think there was another incident as well, wasn't there, last year, where his opponent tripped up in the shower and banged his head. Did he bang his head or something? I mean, it's... What can you say? What can you say? He spent all summer away from his wife and kids. He's a genuine guy. I just feel so sorry for him. You know, I think there might be a claim there somewhere with hotel, don't you? Where there's blame, there's a claim. It should have been screwed down. But yeah, I feel so sorry for him. But might turn out to be a blessing in disguise, might it? Because you know this division, they're jumping up and down weights, they're moving all over. So it could be that a few months delay might be a good thing for him.
And a couple of quick questions. I just wanted to end on away from Josh and the featherweight division. Anthony Ard preparing to face Sergey Kovalev in a matter of a couple of weeks now. What are your thoughts on that fight?
Yard and Kovalev. Capable, isn't it? You never know. Never know. I won't like to pick. I'd like to see Yard do it, to be honest with you. I really would like to. I'm not going to say I think Kovalev because I'm genuinely don't know. I think it's one of them fights where it's a toss of a coin, isn't it, that one?
And Tyson Fury, the reports are saying that his next opponent will be Otto Wallin. I don't know if you know anything about him, Swedish fighter, 20-0. Your thoughts if that was to materialise and be the case?
Well, I think there's got to be more meaningful fights than that, isn't there? Really, you know, a record's a record, but it's how that record's been padded out, isn't it? You know, I think it needs to be, surely there should be a big mix now, you know. So.
Well, Sean O'Hagan, I've kept you for long enough, so as always, thanks for speaking to Boxing Social.
It's all right, it's been a pleasure though, it's been enjoyable.
Cheers, Sean, thank you.
Cheers, pal.